Finn Wittrock. You played not one but two characters this year on American Horror Story Hotel. And a quick story, I remember seeing you at a Big Short event, and it was the day after Tristan had been killed off. And I remember thinking, oh no, I hope Finn's not mad. He only made it through half the season this year. But
Yeah.
of course, a few episodes later, I guess it was, Valentino came in.
Right.
For everyone that doesn't know, can you talk about how the idea came about that you would play two characters? Because that's the first time I think that's happened on the show.
Yeah. Right. Ryan and kind of, he's always trying to play with actor-character dynamics, because we get to play a different character every season and all that. But he was like, I've never done one actor playing two characters in the same season. Could we try to? What do you think about it? He was kind of like testing the waters. He's like, could we really change your look and make you look like Valentino? And I did a little like research online, and because Ryan was kind of on the fence about whether to do it, and then I found this picture of my face, like in black and white, and Valentino's face, and I sent him an email, and I was like, this is gonna work. Let's do it.
So it's like your audition. You're like, hey.
Yeah, it kind of was, because I kind of had to prove myself to him a little bit. But it did fit into the logic of the story, because the Countess obviously has lived for over 100 years, and she's gone through a cycle of different men. But she has been basically looking for her long-lost love the whole time in all the other men, and that's Valentino. And so when she finds Tristan, she's like found the closest mirror image of him, and which is why her heart's the most broken and it doesn't work out. So to have the same actor playing Tristan as Valentino was kind of this circus of mirrors in the Countess's life, and it was just fun to like do a different accent and to learn about that guy. He in the silent film era, he's considered like the first real superstar, like sex icon, as a man anyway, and was huge. Like there was some kind of references it in the show, but at his funeral there really were like women like throwing themselves at the casket, and like there's even reports that some women tried to kill themselves because they just couldn't live in a world without Rudy. And it was interesting too because he was Italian, he was kind of swarthy, and at that time it was Clark Gable who was like, who was allowed to be like, people accepted him as the kind of romantic lead, but this sort of darker skinned Italian man, the kind of American establishment was not as supportive of, So he was actually kind of controversial too. So anyway, yeah, it was a cool education.
Yeah.
You've been on 2 seasons of American Horror Story. Do you have a favorite character from either of them?
I mean, I've been given the gift of a lot of very different characters to chew on. Probably have to admit that playing Dandy was the most fun. I don't know if fun is always the word, but the most fulfilling in a lot of ways. Yeah, I sunk my teeth into that one.
Part of me wants there to be like a Dandy spin-off, but I know he unfortunately died.
You could make a prequel, maybe.
Yes.
The Dandy show.
And let's back up for a second. You actually got nominated for the Emmy Awards last year for playing Dandy. What did that mean to you as a younger actor to have that recognition from all of your peers? That must have just been like the coolest day ever.
It was a pretty cool day. Yeah. Especially like the fact that there's just so many good actors on that show, and you kind of already feel sort of gifted to be working with them, or you feel honored to be in their company. You just like get to show up at work and see Kathy Bates, and
she's okay.
Dennis O'Hare, yeah, she's all right, So to have that on top of what was already, I thought, a huge honor was like it was cake on top of cake,
Right.
And it was my first time really going through that awards circus, because it is like it becomes kind of a full-time job for a little bit leading up to it. So it was it was a lot of new experiences last year. Yeah.
Now, as you're well versed, if you were to get a nomination, you would again have to select an episode. Do you have one in mind?
Oh gosh. Well, it would be. I mean, it would be especially hard with this season because it's like who would I choose? I do have to do that maybe, or yeah. I think maybe though. I think it's best to choose like the episode that's kind of the most raw and vulnerable, and I feel like the one with me and Dennis O'Hare, where Tristan and Liz Taylor have um, their tryst. I think that might be the one to pick. Yeah.
That's the one you thought too, Amanda, right? We were
Yeah.
talking about this beforehand.
You thought so? Oh, good. Oh, good. Well, you know more than me.
Yeah, it is a really emotional one, and
Yeah.
particularly for Dennis too. What was it like working with him so closely this year? I don't think you guys had too many scenes in Freak Show.
No, hardly. I don't think we had anything together. It was great. I've been an admirer of his for a while because he's before this he was a New York theater kind of legend. Like he's already very well known in that world. It was great, and this character especially, they gave him such a a juicy role, so it was really cool. He felt like he was really he's always so good, but he was like on the top of his game,
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool to just to feed off of that, and he's such a generous actor. So yeah, it's all every day on that set is like another experience with incredible talent, So you pinch yourself, yeah.
The show's had a lot of luck with the Emmys. Is there someone in particular you'd like to see be nominated or win this season?
I mean,
You can pick yourself if you feel.
Of course, yes. I mean, you hate to jinx somebody, but I have to feel like this is Sarah Paulson's year. I mean that what she did on OJ, and knowing the fact that she was literally like sometimes day by day like playing Sally on our show and then going and playing Marsha,
Wow.
like on the Fox lot, like basically just like running from soundstage to soundstage. Yeah, I think she gets my
Right.
vote.
Me too.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
pretty badass.
And we have to talk about Lady Gaga. I mean, this was really her first acting role of all time. And I talked to you briefly at the Paley Fest. I made a joke, like, what was her worst quality? And you said, she's just so nice all the time. She's the nicest person. Talk a little more about Lady Gaga, what it was like working with her.
Yeah, like can't you be somewhat more of a diva so I can like talk about it? She says that she wanted to be an actress kind of before, like back when she was like a kid, like, and even she went to NYU. Like I think she kind of was into acting, and the music thing obviously exploded and it became her focus. But she's always kind of had a hidden passion for it. And in general, the word passion is kind of the word you keep coming back to when you start describing her, because it's almost like this very contagious love she has for what she does and enthusiasm, and it kind of gets you revved up and passionate. She's like an incredibly creative person, but also like sort of like fucking like she would do anything. Like you feel like she would do anything. Like it's a good thing that there's rules like that bar actors from being able to like hurt themselves or like jump off a cliff, because like she would do that. Like she has no fear, Yeah, I had a great time. It was like every day was like another new adventure. Especially like, you saw the show, like all the shit we were doing was not, it wasn't a drawing room comedy. Like
It's a very intimate scene.
yeah, we saw a lot of each other. So it's just good to be with someone who's just so courageous like that. Yeah. Yeah. which is awesome.
Now, also, you were in a Best Picture nominee this year, Spotlight. Oh, not Spotlight. I'm sorry, The Big Short. My brain is like.
Lost the spotlight. It's okay.
Yeah, I can see like a light in my thing.
Yeah.
Like that. I apologize,
Yeah.
but The Big Short, and you had most of your scenes. You had some scenes with Brad Pitt. So, do you have a preference between Brad Pitt and Lady Gaga? We're gonna get you in some trouble.
Oh, those are tough. It's like choosing between ice cream and other ice cream. Brad's great. He's like incredibly professional, incredibly like also in a way gung ho about like going the extra mile on everything he does. I always tell this story, like there's this one scene where me and John McGarr, who's like we're partners in crime, we had this scene talking to Brad on the speakerphone, and it was our first day on set, and we were like a little nervous. And often, like an actor, if their scene is just on the phone, they'll have like a AD or someone, or assistant director, like read the lines. And Brad showed up, and he was there.
Your dog has an opinion.
Like all 12 hours we were shooting, like 3 scenes, and he was improvising. He's like incredibly funny, just like generous. And I remember I said to him, like, it's so cool of you to like sit here like while doing this off-camera stuff, and he was like, that's not cool, man. That's just like what you should do.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think your dog Zeke is trying to win an Emmy. That was a great performance.
I know.
He has a preference between Lady Gaga and Brad Pitt, apparently.
Yeah.
And we're an awards website. We love hearing about awards experiences. You were nominated for Best Ensemble at the SAG Award with the Big Short group. What was it like to get that nomination as part of the group there?
That was a huge honor. That was like the coolest one. I mean, there were a lot of, we sort of did the whole like junket of all like the award stuff, but that was kind of that really is the one that you're like, oh, other actors all voted for this.
Yeah.
And so that really makes it even more meaningful. It was just cool to like sit at that table and be like, next to Marissa Tomei and Ryan Gosling and Christian Bale and like all these people that you kind of admired for so long and like be treated like a peer. It's a very you can't quite think of yourself as a peer, but like the outside world is looking at you like that, and it's like, whoa, I'm here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amanda, do you have one more question before we jump to the Twitter questions?
Well, I did, because you played a male model in the first half of the season, and so I have to ask, was it weird having to walk the catwalk with like Naomi Campbell kind of there?
Yeah, whatever. That actually was intimidating, yeah, knowing that she was there, like, quietly judging you, and there were all the other guys who were there were mostly models. So I asked them for advice, and they were like, just walk, dude. I was like, great. I actually, weirdly, I don't know if this is connected, but Ryan Murphy directed this movie, The Normal Heart, that I was in, and that's how I kind of met him and got to know that world. And I was a male model in that also, and I walked down a catwalk, but it was like in the 80s, and we had those big like ninja leather vests and some 80s out hair, and so I wonder if somehow it's stuck in his brain that I can walk a good catwalk.
So we opened up the floodgates to Twitter, and we have a lot of questions. I'm going to try to narrow it down. But this is from One Caress. They want to know, you wrote a movie, The Submarine Kid.
Oh, yeah.
Can you write another one ASAP because it's her favorite thing ever?
That is so sweet. Thank you. I am actually writing something else. It's writing a movie is writing a movie is easy. Like making a movie is hard. So I'm trying to like get some money for it. But yeah, thank you. That actually is really, really reassuring to me. Thank you.
And Jessica Good, she wants to know, what was the hardest scene in Hotel to shoot?
Yeah, there were a bunch of challenges. I think the hardest, just logistically, was probably well, there's a couple, but the first time that the Countess and I lure a young man to our bed and begin to devour him, you know, there was a lot of blood. Like, I was literally hawking loogies full of blood for like a day because we were like take after take just drowning ourselves in like eating it. You know, it's like it's made of corn syrup. You try not to like spit it out, but it gets everywhere. And we did that scene for some reason like a lot of times. Yeah, and you're also like getting naked and reclothing, and you know, you got to think how hard it is. Like, you do a take, you go all the way through it, full blood, you're covered, you're everywhere, and then it's like take 37, and you have to like go get cleaned up, clean your clothes off, like, you know, shower sometimes. And that was especially, for some reason, the edible blood is like, I think because it's made of corn syrup, it's sticky. It's like really sticky, and it's like everywhere. So yeah, that I would pick that one.
And then here's one from Alyssa. This will be the last one, and then Amanda, you could ask the final question. What's something that you would like to accomplish in your acting career that you haven't done yet?
Wow, that's a great question. I would like to be like in a lead in a comedy, like a real comedy, like a good comedy. I mean, The Big Short was funny, but like a real, like a Will Ferrell kind of comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did a little part. There's this movie that's coming out soon called A Futile and Stupid Gesture. I have a few scenes in it, and it was so much fun to just be around comedians all day, because you literally just laugh for like 13 hours straight. And I'm like, why have I been spending so much time like torturing myself and dying on rafts, and you know, I'm drowning in tanks, and I should just be like doing this. So yeah.
You die a lot.
Yeah, I die. Yeah, people love to kill and torture me. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, it's always been that way.
Well, speaking of killing and torturing, are you coming back for the next season?
I think I am. I literally know nothing about it. And I can say that I think they keep us actors totally in the dark so we can't spill any beans. But yeah, I literally know nothing. But I think I am going to come back for a spell.
For a spell, does that mean it's about witches? I'm
Is it
trying
about
to.
some kind of wizards? Or...
Could be.
Well, it was great talking to you, Finn. We wish you best of luck at the Emmys. You got in last year. They love to repeat themselves, these Emmy voters do, so fingers are crossed.
Thank you so much. Really great to talk to you.
All right, cool. Have a great day.
All right, see you soon.